Hello, welcome to Thor Talk, the show all about Marvel's resident god of thunder. On this episode of Thor Talk, Thor is king of Asgard, and he has essentially taken over Earth. A small group of remaining heroes decide to overthrow him, but it doesn't end well. Let's see what Captain America, Doctor Strange, and the Hulk can do against the god of thunder on Thor Talk.
I am Thor the Thunderer, son of Odin, prince of Asgard, and this world is under my protection.
Thor Volume 2, Number 73 was written by Dan Jurgens and was published in March of 2004. Odin is dead. He has been for some time now, and Thor has taken his place as king of Asgard. It is his birthright, after all. But he went further. Much further. It started with good intentions. Thor brought Asgard to Earth so that he could protect its people. But no matter how it started, now Thor rules over the Earth. Those who stood against him have been crushed under Asgard's heel, but a few remaining heroes are planning to mount one last desperate attempt at overthrowing the Thunder God. Over a decade after Thor's rise to power, there is a knock on the door. Balder the Brave, god of light and brother of Thor, lets them into the royal castle, here to meet with plans of treason. Wolverine bares his teeth and growls. "Where is he?" Captain America pushes the god further. "I know this is difficult for you, Balder, but you can't freeze up on us now. We've gone too far to turn back. Tell us where Thor is." Balder relents. Thor is in the North Tower's nursery. The plan is set. It will be easier said than done. Thor no longer has Mjolnir, but he possesses the almighty Odin power. Doctor Strange will deal with the Odin power, as Quicksilver and Warbird will distract Loki. Not quite. They should have known it impossible to hide such treachery from the eye of Agamotto, just as you should have, Strange. Seeing that Loki has caught on to them, Doctor Strange calls for reinforcements as the battle begins. Vision grabs the unconscious Quicksilver and Warbird, but Loki quickly incinerates them in the fires of his spell. Captain America and the others try to buy Doctor Strange time as he and Wolverine head for Thor. Thor doesn't know what's happening. He doesn't know that Earth's mightiest heroes are heading for Asgard. He is with his wife and his son in the North Tower's nursery. Wolverine lunges at Thor, taking what he can from the Thunder God with cuts from his adamantium claws. But he has attacked Thor in his own home, endangering his wife and child. The rage of Thor is great, as he uses the Odin power to kill the unkillable mutant. But Logan has accomplished his task. He distracted Thor long enough for Doctor Strange to slip an amulet on him. Not even the Sorcerer Supreme can take the Odin power away from Thor, but the gods of Earth can, and they have had enough of Thor's rule. The Odin power is gone, and it couldn't have happened at a worse possible moment, as the Hulk and the Thing walk into the room. They batter the hammerless Thunder God from the halls of Asgard to the streets below. They fight for hours, but in the end, Thor stands triumphant, as the Hulk and Thing lie dead at his feet. He stands, missing an arm and an eye, but he stands all the same. "Treacherous curs! You used your sorcery, you fought me for hours, and you could not vanquish the God of Thunder!" But even with these dead, there are still others who would not bend their knee to Thor, and they are now more desperate than ever. Balder has his sword pointed at Thor's son, and begs him to stop. Thor has no intention of stopping, as he tries to remove the amulet that suppresses the Odin power. But before he can, he is hit by Captain America's shield. Steve Rogers continues the offensive, attacking the battered king with blinding speed. He did not want this to happen, but no longer can he allow Thor to suppress their freedom in the name of order. He raises his shield high above the son of Odin. "I'm sorry. I'll pay any price for this world's freedom." Ah! Captain America looks over to see Loki bury the blade into Balder's body and take Thor's child from Balder's arms. "My child is safe, which most surely means you are not!" Loki removes the amulet as Thor calls on the Odin power and kills Captain America. His shield falls to the ground, broken. In case you were concerned, no, everyone does not stay dead. Thor eventually realizes the error of his ways. He then goes back in time and gives his past self the memories of ruling Earth to make sure he never makes the same mistakes ever again. Still, Thor stood tall against this insurrection. Despite the fact that he was without Mjolnir and the Odin Force, he was able to kill the Hulk and the Thing with his bare hands, allowing him to live long enough to eventually undo his actions. Well, that's all for this episode of Thor Talk. If you want to keep up with and support Thor Talk, simply subscribe. Once again, I'd like to formally state that all art and video is owned by its respective companies, and I own none of it. With that said, see you next time on Thor Talk, where
you'll be holding